Hi! Today we'll talk about whether you should invest all of your money in VR for recruiting, and then we're gonna share some clues on how to improve your connectedness while working remotely. Welcome back to the Tune Recruiting, where we share insightful and thought-provoking content that can help you shape your recruiting career. Let's check out the first article I picked. It's hard and sometimes even impossible to meet your candidates in person nowadays. Tough times call for smart solutions. We've read The Role of Virtual Reality in Recruitment. What are the possible upsides of introducing VR in your hiring process? Number 1, VR allows the candidate to see the role, but then you would have to ask them to download the app, buy the headset or the cardboard thingy, and then ask them to watch the VR video, which could turn into the most boring VR movie of all time. Point number 2, VR allows the candidate to see the office.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
The stage reality you often see in virtual office tours doesn't represent the atmosphere you really feel when you're surrounded by your coworkers. The stage reality you often see in virtual office tours is all clean desks and warm smiles, and it can be really different from a company's Glassdoor reviews. VR could therefore be very useful, but maybe for when we will go back to the office. Point 3, VR interviews? No, thank you. If two avatars interviewing each other doesn't sound dehumanizing and ineffective enough to you, I have finally found the sign I've been looking for all along. This is it. We are in fact living in a Black Mirror episode. Okay, back to reality. Order!
Zap! Baloney.
The verdict's in. Investing in VR right now would be, according to the author's view, like throwing money from the window. AR might be more appealing. It'll help you better in developing your employer branding and in your candidate experience. But you might want to hold your horses a little while longer. Are you ready? It's time for a second article. Do you like working from home? The odds are you do. But are you starting to feel a little alienated? Since March 2020, Databricks has been conducting internal surveys to understand and measure their employees' happiness. The results were very positive up until January 2021, and then the almost 1 year of remote work started affecting the employees' level of connectedness. We've read why one of the market's hottest tech companies says work from home needs a better connection. Under the circumstances, connectedness takes effort. Here's what they focused on at Databricks, and I hope this is going to inspire your efforts. Number 1, more structured, inclusive, and engaging interviewing and onboarding processes. They structure their employee trainings and they explain to their new talent how to better integrate in the company's culture, analyzing the impact of their efforts 1 week and 1 month into the onboarding process. Point number 2, they made a continuous investment in virtual intern programs. So they leveraged work from home to turn a small grad community into a very tight network through improv classes, game nights,
Fortnite,
storytelling workshops, and more. They also started studying ways to access a larger and more diverse grad pool now that their capacity to travel doesn't have to affect their hiring anymore. 3, they invested in their employees' mental health. You can also diversify your team bonding activities to increase connectedness. For instance, here's a nice idea. Databricks created a family cookbook, which saw over 300 employees sharing their favorite recipes. And it sparked a conversation. Mamma mia! Now onto the Candy Crash. Candy Crash. The more barbaric your treatment of candidates, the more demonic the reviews on your Glassdoor page. Shout out to a company I won't name. 1 screening interview with the recruiter. 3 phone calls with executives, including the hiring manager, a good in-person interview with the company's CTO and VP of engineering, and then a successful brief coding test, and then BS, excuse. Let's read what the candidate had to say about you.
I could never even begin to prove it, but in my opinion, I was a victim of age discrimination by this company. Everyone I saw when I was in the office was 15 to 20 years younger than I, and once they saw me in person, this lame excuse regarding the internal candidate and the technical areas suddenly popped up.
Sweetie, ageism isn't a good look. Got something to say about this? Drop a comment in the section below. We'd love to pick your brains. Help us get better at helping you get better with your help. You can get access to these episodes 48 hours before anyone else and more earth-shattering content just by subscribing to our newsletter. You're gonna be finding it linked below or at start.com/newsletter. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Take care and see you soon.